Okay, narrator. This is no longer just the Stanley parable. This is the amateur parable. The amateur shall prevail. The amateur shall defeat you. Do not think that you can stop me. Do not think that I will follow your rules.
When
Think I'll
Stanley
go
came to a set
left?
of two open doors,
No!
he entered
Close!
the door on his left.
I did not.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes.
I want a
this
cold drink.
room. What a beautiful
Stiff
room.
drink.
What a gorgeous, gorgeous
Forget
room.
all these
Thank
memories.
goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room.
Yes.
Life without having experienced. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Alright. I'm broke. So.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Oh.
I'm not your
You think?
enemy, really, I'm not.
Yes, you
I
are.
realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
That's
There's
the
someone
point.
you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
What?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Her? Her? No. This is all about me. Okay, I'll be honest, I'm terrified of that. I don't want to go that way. I don't want to go that way. Watch the ground, watch the ground.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly...
Hello?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha! Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside.
The only thing
Let me
I
show
can
you
see
what's really going on
is
here.
the rage for you.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
What? No. No. No! Let me out.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
1.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
No. There's gotta be something to get me out of here. Press all the buttons except for 6.
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands.
I'll just close my
It was
eyes.
wonderful. And
Pretend
each
it
day
never
that he
happened.
returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
TV.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined
No.
that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many
It's
directions.
just the truth.
And down another was a game with a baby. And he
Wait.
called it the Stanley Parable.
Baby?
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Just one more.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be?
There's
In
an answer.
reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer
Everything-
he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
I
I
question
suppose
nothing.
I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I...
Is there any way to get through this? Is this just a depressing game that ends with explosion? Missing coworkers? No friends? Is there anything I missed? Anything whatsoever? I've got one more chance. One more that I can think of.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
There's
Stanley
gotta be a
decided
way
go
to
the
find these
meeting
people.
room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Something happened.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by
Know it
the
perfectly
employee
well,
lounge first,
because that
just
only
to
leads to
admire it.
death or happiness.
The lounge was sublime.
So many
a
questions.
Work of art. But eager to get back to business,
Where is everybody?
Stanley took the first
Where's
open
the
door on
boss?
his left.
No.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
The door's
Look,
open.
Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
Yes.
Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you.
No.
To show you something beautiful.
Stay away from me.
Let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side.
No.
Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
This is a game! No! This game is... No!
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood.
No!
Stanley walked through the red door.
Blue!
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked
Blue!
through the red. All right,
No.
fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't
What is
let
not
me
some
stop
sort of
you.
demon of hell?
You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer
No.
textures. Is this what you had wanted?
128,
Was it worth
128.
ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you?
You didn't write
Do not
anything.
think I put a lot of time
Everything
into
kills
it,
me.
because I did.
There's no way
And
through
in
this
the end,
game.
It was all for nothing because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far.
I want to know what happened to
what.
people.
Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can
Stab?
give me some feedback.
No.
There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
No.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there.
You
now, tell me
son
about
of
your
a...
experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
I believe that this is a fantastic game.